back to our core values for our business. First things first, values are super important in life in general, right? But in our business, Scentsy runs on 3 core values. If anyone knows what they are, put them in the comments. They run their business, everything they do, everything they come up with, anything that's coming in the future, anything that they put in our compliance and our standards, follow these 3 things. And it's very important because if you're also following these 3 things in your business, you'll go a long way. So the first one, if no one knows what it is, I'm not seeing any comments. There's only a couple people in here. The first one is simplicity. Hello, Simply Grace and Grit. Simple, 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 right? So keep it simple. This business is simple. I know that may be laughable to some of y'all, especially if you're just getting your business started. But this business is simple. It takes hard work. Simple does not mean easy. Let's just put that out there. But keeping your business simple, focusing on the income producing things, focusing on what brings you joy. And on the flip side of that, not focusing on what doesn't, right? So if something is too difficult for you, that doesn't mean that it's not simple, right? Simple does not mean easy. That means keeping things simple. Explaining something to someone, simple. How you do something, simple. How do you get PRV? You have parties, simple, right? How do you grow your customer base? You have parties, or you use or have customers that share you, right? There's so many different ways. Again, simple. So anytime you're feeling like in your business that, you know what, this is not simple, this has just gotten a little bit too far gone for me, it's probably because you're probably focusing on the wrong things and doing things that aren't income producing your business. So simplicity is the first one. Okay, Amanda got all 3. Second one is authenticity. Let me bring up the definition of that because I feel like people take this word and make it mean something else. So authenticity is the quality of being authentic. What does authentic mean? It means you are true to your own self. That's a core value of Scentsy, is that we are true to ourselves. Scentsy allows us to run our business and to be successful by being true to ourselves. Having our own personality, having our own values, having our own spirit, believing what we want to believe. All of those things, okay, are authenticity. Being authentic in your business is so important because there are a lot of Scentsy consultants. There are a lot of you actually in like a 30-mile radius. Let's be real honest, okay? But yet, every single one of those people are successful in their business. Why? Because they're authentic. Their customers choose them for a reason. Why? Because they're authentic. They know them. They know who they are. They allow people to get to know them, right? All of that is super important. People choose you for a reason. It's probably because you're authentic. They vibe with you. And not everybody's going to vibe with you. That's okay. Not everyone's going to vibe on this team. That's okay. But that's where the respect factor comes in, right? Exactly. You get to do, yes, that you are your best, that you are happy, that you are bringing joy to your life, right? The other, let's see if I can bring this back up because we just all over the place today. The last core value is generosity. So that can be seen in many different ways. Many different ways in our business. You can be generous to your customers. You can be generous to a stranger through your business. You can use your business as a vessel to be generous to people or organizations. As a leader, we can be generous. Side note, gifts, shout outs, all of that is not a requirement of Scentsy. That is your leader being generous. They don't have to do those things. They do those things because they think it's important. A lot of them may not even enjoy it, but they know it's important. They're being generous to their team, right? So having that generosity in your life too, right? Like sharing what you have. That can go even to sponsoring. Stop hoarding this business to yourself and be generous enough to share that opportunity with someone else that you know could bless their life. Okay? So those are the 3 core values. If you are not following those or you didn't even know those existed, please write them down. Simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. That is in the About section of our group. Okay? The other core values of Simply Grace and Grit. First things first, Simply Grace and Grit is different. Okay? And you may not know that. You may be lucky enough to be, I don't want to say ignorant, but ignorance is bliss. You don't know anything else. A lot of you don't. Some of you are reinstatements and can speak to this, but Simply Grace and Grit is different than a lot of other teams in Scentsy. I'll say that. A lot of groups in general, a lot of groups and women in general. Definitely different than a lot of other direct sales groups and companies, Scentsy as a whole, right? Naive. Thank you, Paulina. It's different. And it's different because of what we allow and what we focus on in this group, okay? The first thing we do in Simply Grace and Grit is we encourage. So I'm literally reading from the About section of this group. So if you're never sure what's going on or that we're, where to go in our group, go to the About section. We encourage. I know and I encourage anyone who has taken the step to do something in this business. Anybody can do anything. Let's just put that out there. I know that's cliche and that may sound silly, but it's true. But we encourage people to be anything they want to be. We encourage people to be their best selves. We encourage people to hit goals. We encourage people to do things they never thought possible. Okay? We uplift. Same concept here. And on the other thing, we're not focusing on what we don't do, but we're going to focus on what we do. We uplift people. Okay? We take them to the next level. We share, and we're better together to all rise together. Okay? And the next one is we share. Just imagine if, and I'm not going to name names, but what if me as your leader and other leaders in this group, the people that you see all the time sharing, what if we never shared? What if there was no Simply Grace and Grit Facebook group? Because that's another thing. That's a perk to Simply Grace and Grit. There doesn't have to be a team page, but I personally know and think that it's very important in our business. But what if we didn't share? What if Simply Grace and Grit Facebook group didn't exist? Where would you be in your business? Where would you be in anything to do with your business? Having an idea, this earring's going to drive me crazy today. Having an idea to get a PRV booster, or getting verbiage to talk to someone about sponsoring, or just getting that fire lit under your butt to go do something. Okay? We share in this group, and if you're not sharing, you need to start. Okay? We do hard things. We do hard things. That's super important to me. Why? Because, like I said at the beginning, this business is not easy. Simple does not mean easy. This business is hard. And that's why there are so few people in direct sales, because it takes a lot of determination and discipline to be successful in a small business, specifically in direct sales. Okay? But we as a group know, and we have to change that mindset, that we can do hard things. We're not always going to feel like doing hard things, but we need to know that we can do them. And then last but not least, we celebrate. We celebrate in this group, okay? You will see there are tons of shout outs. There is always someone recognizing someone else. Why? Because we celebrate each other. And if you're not taking the time to celebrate other people, that's a problem. Okay? So we celebrate others. You celebrate yourself, girl. You shout yourself out. It's not your leader's job to shout you out either, right? That's a culture that we've built here, that we do, but that's not in the description of a leader in Scentsy, okay? Just a few things to keep in mind too, okay? So we encourage, we uplift, we share, we do hard things, and we celebrate. And then with all things, we go back to the 3 cores of Scentsy: simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. So just wanted to point those things out. And really running your business, running your team, running your group running your day in and day out through those values, through those core values, to know what this team page is for, right? Because we have a lot of people in here, but only a small part of them, we'll just call them the 1%, we'll just go ahead and throw that out there, participate and share and give more than they take. But just imagine if everyone did that. Imagine if everyone in the group followed the simplicity, the authenticity, the generosity, and all of the values of what we do as Simply Grace and Grit. Where would we be then? And that's the thing with me. If you don't know me personally, I'm always going to be going to the next one. Great, we did this. That's awesome. We're going to celebrate. But now what's next? Okay? Because we don't settle. I'm not the type of person just to kick back and say, yep, we made it. We're done. No. This is just the beginning. Every single week, every single month, every single day is a new beginning that you get to decide, I'm going to change the way I'm doing things. Okay? So I hope y'all have a great Tuesday. Keep those core values in mind. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope to see you on Choose to Cruise tonight. Bye, guys.